Oh, hello, Pisces. This is chapter. Sorry. I feel like you could write an epic novel about all the rotten things that your ex did to you. A couple things we've touched on already. And I needed a minute because the violation there kind of required me at that point to inquire with that guy's ancestors. I wanted some questions answered, explain yourselves, explain that. How do you explain that? Who are you, from whence you came? Where are you from, SA? And those questions were answered, but I needed to kind of give it time. And the answer I got was that he thought he was speaking to an ancestor, which initially this kind of a trickster spirit came forth a little bit. I was asking who, what, where, when, and how. And initially I was getting questions back. It was like this, who was attached, giving advice kind of from quote unquote the spirit realm to your ex who violated the sanctity of that holy moment for you and your child, was in fact speaking to this kind of demonic entity trickster spirit. And I recognized that. I'm like, oh, the questions game. Okay, now, let me talk to the real ancestors. And that took a minute for filing through, and come to realize, and we've already talked about this person having to pay with their life. Okay, the violation there. That's happening. That's not up for debate. That's not up for dispute. So, finding your ex's kind of spirit guides took a minute. It took a while. It's like they couldn't find him. They didn't know where he was. And if there's anything beautiful about this, and I'm getting that there's a very deep connection that his ancestors have to like South America parts that, I don't know, I'm getting the parts that we haven't even uncovered yet. It's like they lost sight of him with his deeds, with his acts. It's like they kind of saw him as like New York City. Imagine looking from above down on New York City with all the people and all the cars and all the buses, and trying to pick out one person, when that spiritual glow, that connection that helps us find each other outside of time and space, and then in the 3D as well, they lost that connection. It was dulled. And that came about because of some unfortunate things in his childhood. If you want answers, and I think that you do, the whys that I'm getting, without any of them having any excuse for that, there is no excuse for that, and they are going to be there to kind of collect him back after he does pass. So if there is any sort of a beautiful happy ending to this death that's about to happen because of the grave injustice done to you, that is how they find and reclaim their child. And it's out of your, I'm hearing what they were saying is, what's going to happen is he's going to pass and he's going to kind of bounce out of his body, and then there's this realization what he's done. What he's going to say is, let me make it up to her, and he will not be allowed to do that. It's like his immediate spirit world realization. It's going to be immediate. Sometimes it takes a while, but he's going to immediately know that he's in, he's in big trouble. And there is no connection to you. He has no connection to you. And if that is the father of your children, let it be known that that is what it is. That was not your choice to make. He made that choice for you. So he will be removed from being able to even help. He'd be like, let me help. Let me be a guide. Let me be a guide. He will not be allowed to do that. In fact, they will take him to a sort of spiritual rehabilitation realm. Okay, that is not here. It is not where he can reach you or your beautiful, special, perfect children. Because it's now that they didn't know. So it's not like they let that happen and they like were screaming, no, don't do that. He did it. They were not connected. It's almost like him getting caught up with his life. The spiritual courts have adjourned, and that's kind of how they heard about it. If that makes any sense to you, I hope it does. So you don't have to worry about him ever again. Okay? That is what I kind of got back from his side. And that dark entity attachment, they've got plans for him because that's their line too. And there's a beautiful royal. So what I'm hearing is, I forgot to say this. Don't forget to say this. This is important. As a child, he had something outside of his control affect his mind, body, and soul. Several things, one of which we don't need to touch on because they're still understanding and finding out about that. So it's like an open case, an open investigation. So I'm going to leave that. But what they said was he had scarlet fever or something like that. Malaria. There was a malaria. Is that him or his father that affected the way he was treated? Him. So, there were dark entities that were attempting, they're out there to attach, to feed on pain and suffering. The lowest hanging fruit, the brightest burning pain is that of a child who doesn't understand what's happening sometimes. And so, in a way, he is the villain of the story, but he's going to change that around. But not on your time or space or energy or back or your children's anymore. But what I'm hearing is he is going to become his own hero by turning on. As he sees he won't be able to, it's going to drive him to want to do something about it. But as he won't be able to after his passing because of his choices to betray you and your children, and in several ways at every turn at a certain time in his life, he will turn on those dark spirits and do what he can to become a sort of a spiritual slayer after he is able to confront some of the things that happened to him as a child. After he's been collected by his true ancestors who lost sight of him for a while. So I promised myself I wasn't going to cry today. I feel like I bawled all through those readings yesterday. It's a good thing. So, okay, they love you. They're so proud of you. They thank you from the bottom of their heart. They want you to know that there is royalty on that side. So it's not like, oh, your children have a dark line and it's from their father. They don't want it to come across that way because that is not what it is. It's like their royalty was buried so long ago. Like I'm saying, like their palace. They're kind of telling me their ancestral palace is still kind of under the dirt, under the ice, under the ivy, something like that. And so as they find each other, but there's a lot to uncover there. And in this time, in this moment, they're thanking you and they're asking you just to watch out for yourself. Hold that line. Protect those children. As you have, as they're grateful for that. As you ask for, you will receive. The guidance you ask for, you will receive. But you don't have to worry about that. I want to say bio-dad. Bio-dad villain. Haunting, lingering, staying. He's got a lot of work to do. And he's in big trouble. And it's not your problem. And it's not your children's problem. And there is, after a very disturbing saga in your life, like I was saying, you could probably write a book about everything he's done, and I'm about to tell you about something that is coming out as well, but no before that. And then we will not speak of him again, but that's connected to your career, which was the original question, I think. Asking about where you are in your career, kind of what's next, what to focus on, and then this comes out, but it's important to know, because you would rather know than not know. And that is why you get everything you want. Ask and ye shall receive. Whether it's guidance from the elementals, that side of the family that is uncovering itself, that is royal, or yours, which is royal as well, but you already knew that. We're kind of talking about what will be uncovered in the future. But as of now, they love you. They're proud of you for holding that line. With the Two of Swords and the Two... Should I read from the book? It's so good. Hold on. Yeah, I still didn't even get to that. Okay. Oh, and the Rip Van Winkle thing. I didn't get to... Yeah, you're kind of an epic person. So I hope you understand as well. They're saying that the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands, it's not just one person, like that's a specific message, but for the next few messages, it splits. So it's going to, oh, Pisces, isn't that the Vesica Pisces? Anyway, with your story ends with that lesson, enlightenment, understanding as someone else's begins. Okay, so the lessons that you've closed the book on, that you're being congratulated on for holding that line, for standing strong, for keeping calm, for keeping it balanced through all of that. You are the eye of the storm. Okay, so I'm also getting that you need to understand that there is going to be wreckage around you and you will still stand. You have to step over the wreckage. Came out with Mysterious Forest. Wheel of Fortune. Mysterious Forest says, you are in the eye of the storm. You will see those around you fall and you will have to step over the wreckage. And you are in a position to do so and to move forward. So congratulations on that, but it's going to be really, really hard for you in your heart and your soul. But you already know. You already know. It should be just confirmation. Okay. Cat People Tarot. Love this. This is you also watching people change their mind about you. I'm getting here. So in the this is so cool. I love this book because they're talking about these people being from different parts of the world. So there's so much of the world that would love you and accept you if you were to go travel. But it's saying, I don't know why, like if you were to go to Europe, it's saying it might be the opposite of what you think. Like you would stay away from Italy, but go to Albania or something because of maybe cost. And it's saying keep cost out of it if you're going to plan a vacation for yourself, which is well deserved. So it's more like, okay, so Yeah, go to Italy, not Albania. I don't know if that's a clue for something, but let me read from the book here. Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. A man hefts a sword in each hand to test its balance and craftsmanship. He stands in an attitude of firmness and confidence. His fat cat gazes up at him with affection. The finely crafted swords of Thnosis are desired by warriors all throughout the regions. So you are balanced force. You are harmony. You are the firmness that is required at this time. Okay, so that's offsetting the factors of the storm that we just spoke of. Okay, a stalemate or affection. That's the Two of Swords there. And the Two of Wands says a kingly personality raises his wands in gestures of triumph. So this is triumph for you. What others might see as uninteresting or boring, it's exactly the steadfast middle road path that you were asked to take, and you did. That's why you're being rewarded. That's why ask and you shall receive. Okay, it said, yeah, the heads of the wands glow with achievement and success. His achievements are in his immediate sphere, and thus he is accompanied by a domestic cat. So you're talking about a success, an even-keeled good head on your shoulder is about to bring you success in your immediate sphere, okay? So in your world, 3D, your home. And that could be moving from a different home to another. But if you're not sure yet, just, wait until you're sure. Wait until you're sure. So this is a mature individual, a ruler. This is a mature ruler. Attainment of goals and needs, boldness, courage in undertakings, a dominant personality. So you might have had to step out of your comfort zone a little bit and be a little bit more thick-skinned than came naturally to you, and you did. So congratulations on that. I don't know where this came from. This is an old work card that, like 25 years ago. So I'm getting the crest there. You're going to realize that your royalty comes from everywhere, and it loves you. And don't worry about money right now. The abundance is coming. It's that middle road. It's seeing kind of the clutter of those that are falling around you. And unfortunately, that is one of your exes. Oh, look, where did that fly come from, bro? All right, shoe fly, don't bother me. I'm not going to let this little guy escape out the door. It's going to be like that. There is no escape. There is no loopholes in karmic law. And anyone that came up against you is about to see that that is true. Okay? Pisces, I'm going to leave that there and be back for the last video talking about what this ex did behind your back, because it will affect your career, or it did affect your career. But it's all going to backfire just gloriously. And everything will end up building you up. It will end up being, in your favor. Hold on, let me get rid of this little pest. You're getting rid of a little pest. But he, is beloved by his ancestors, and they will scoop him up. Remember, it's not your problem. All you have to do is do exactly what you're doing. And tell no one. You know what I mean? Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Your enjoyment is for you. You keep it to yourself. Your wins, sort of like keep your wins to yourself right now. And after that passing, you're going to feel a freedom that you haven't felt in a while. But congratulations. They love you. His ancestors love you also. Thank you for kind of, they might have not found him ever for this, after this horrible thing and this other horrible thing. But they will make it up to you. Their ancestral royalty, okay, belongs to you. Their gratitude, their honor, okay, their loyalty. The loyalty of their royalty. Okay, Pisces? I'm going to leave it there, and then we'll talk about the one rotten thing that he did to you, and then where your career is going. And I think we got you. All right? Thanks for listening. I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot, and I'll see you in a little bit for the next one. Okay? Bye-bye.